Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Stephen, aka the Irish Whiskey Nerd, and today I'm going to be talking about Ireland's national cocktail, the Irish coffee. And you might be asking yourself, what is an Irish coffee? Why is it called Irish coffee? And how do you make one? And much more. And I'm going to be answering those questions in this video. First of all, you might be wondering, what is an Irish coffee? If you just happen to click on this video and you have no idea what an Irish coffee is, it's essentially a cocktail made up of Irish whiskey, coffee, brown sugar, and a nice dollop of fresh cream on top. The name Irish coffee, the word Irish comes from Irish whiskey, coffee coming from coffee, essentially. And if you're wondering why Irish coffee is the national cocktail of Ireland, we have to go all the way back in time to the 1940s to answer that question. The origins of Irish coffee date all the way back to 1943 in a small town called Foynes in County Limerick in the southwest of Ireland. Foynes at that time was very famous for its airport, as it had the largest civilian airport in Europe during the Second World War. And the story goes that on one night in 1943, a plane flying from Foynes to New York had to turn back due to bad weather conditions. And of course, the passengers were tired, they were annoyed, and in order to lift their spirits, they enlisted the help of the head chef of the Foynes Airport restaurant, Joe Sheridan. And Joe Sheridan decided to make them a drink made up of whiskey, coffee, sugar, and a nice dollop of cream. And this drink was later known as Irish coffee. The story doesn't end there, as the Buena Vista Cafe in San Francisco, California is often credited with creating the Irish coffee. But in fact, we do know that the Irish coffee didn't arrive in the US until about 1952, thanks to travel writer Staunton de la Plaine, who had tried the Foynes Irish coffee and wanted to replicate it in the States. He enlisted the help of the Buena Vista Cafe owner, Joe Koppler, and the two of them experimented trying to recreate the Irish coffee that de la Plaine had tried in Foynes Airport. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it, and they had to enlist the help of the original creator, Joe Sheridan, and they flew him out from Foynes all the way to San Francisco. And after that, they obviously succeeded, and Joe Sheridan himself never actually returned to Ireland. He stayed in the US and is buried in Oakland, California. First things first, you have to choose your whiskey. And of course, it has to be an Irish whiskey. The first Irish coffee was made using Power's Gold label. And at that time, it would have been a single pot still whiskey. Nowadays, Power's Gold label is a blended whiskey. So to keep with tradition, I'm going to be using Power's 3 Swallows, which is the closest that you can get to Power's in 1943. Next, you need sugar, and I'm using Demerara sugar because it dissolves much easier than regular brown sugar. Next is fresh cream, and it's really important that you use fresh cream. Last but not least, coffee, and it's really important to use high quality coffee if you want your Irish coffee to be decent. The The first step is to grab your Irish coffee glass and to add hot water to the glass. This is to ensure that the Irish coffee doesn't go cold. Then add 60 milliliters of Irish whiskey, followed by a heaped teaspoon of sugar. Now fill your glass up with coffee, making sure you leave enough room for the cream. Now make sure to mix everything really well so that the whiskey, sugar and coffee are all blended together. Now you need to thicken the cream. I use a cocktail shaker as it adds a good amount of air to the cream, and you need to also use a spoon in order to evenly spread the cream across the Irish coffee. It's really important not to over whip the cream. And there you have it, the perfect Irish coffee. The Buena Vista Cafe has been renowned around the world for having the best Irish coffee in the world. I myself have never tried it, but I'm about to bring you to one of the best Irish coffees in Dublin. Bar 1661 is by far my favourite place to grab an Irish coffee in Dublin. It is a poaching bar and does have a wide range of cocktails available. On this day, it was actually International Irish Coffee Day, so they were selling 2 Irish coffees for $16.60. The Irish coffee here is amazing and it's definitely worth checking it out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe and stay tuned for more content.